Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 783. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, or perhaps you're at the stage where you need help reaching more readers to let them know about your book, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can even turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published one. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. Authenticity is a collection of choices that we have to make every day. It's about the choice to show up and be real, the choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen. Brene Brown. And once again, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's Monday is off to a great start. And for years I've been following suit with other social media professionals, encouraging authors as well as others to be themselves, quote unquote, be themselves on social media, to share of themselves authentically. And this doesn't necessarily mean getting personal. For me, being real doesn't mean sharing the intimate details of your life with strangers unless you are comfortable doing so. In fact, if you follow my personal accounts on social media, especially my Facebook personal account, you might have seen my quote-unquote sharing without sharing policy in motion. I share my thoughts, feelings, and observations, but not so much the actual details of my life. Personally, I don't make it a habit of sharing anything I don't want to, especially in the name of garnering social media points. Does this mean that I'm all business all the time? Absolutely not. That wouldn't be very social at all, would it? So how do you find a balance of being yourself, a real human being, but without sharing personal things from your life? How do you be the brand of you effectively and naturally? How do you stand out? Well, I've thought of three ways, and I've even come up with an acronym for it called HOP: humor, observations, and pictures. First, humor. And no, you don't actually need to become a stand-up comic. What I have found is that lightness itself, just a light tone and a light approach at life, tends to stand out amongst the general heaviness of social media these days. Determine your version of humor, lightness, and infuse that into your online presence. The second one is observations. And, controversial observations aren't the only ones that get attention. Perspectives rooted in personal meaning and heartfelt thoughts carry the same way, just kind of musings and thoughts, even if they are kind of light ones, more like the Jerry Seinfeld, have you ever noticed thing, any kind of musings and observations about life. Whether you realize it or not, you are making observations all day, every day, but probably mostly in your brain. So how about share them on social media? And finally, pictures. And this harkens back to another piece of sage social media advice. Images trump words, as much as it pains me to admit it, being a word person. The pictures you post don't have to be personal either. They can be reflections of what we were just talking about, light moments and observations. Either way, find a way to add a visual flair to your feed. And why is it so important that you share these three things as an author? It's not just because of the unoriginality of the mass copy-pasted posts, the ones your audience is constantly scrolling past, barely even seeing at this point. It's not just that as an author, if you're not posting the original content in the midst of all this copycatting, you're missing out on having a conversation with an attentive audience hungry for originality. It's not just that there is so much pointless noise right now that people are craving substance. It's also that many of these unoriginal mass copy-pasted posts, particularly the ones featuring inane questions about your personal information, like what town did you grow up in and where did you meet your spouse and what was your first car, this is what the reason is. Those are actually security threats. These posts that just sort of show up on your feed and you don't really know where they came from, you don't really know where they originated from, are more likely originating from password hackers. So in this way, if we think about it, boring might now be officially dangerous. Different, original, and authentic, as in real observations and everything we just talked about, humor and lightness and observations and photos, real content coming from a real human being like you, it won't just stand out from the crowd. It might actually provide a sense of comfort because people will know where it came from. They will know that real, authentic human thoughts and observations still exist. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish and then later promote an awesome book. And please drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook and let us know how we can support all your author goals, your book development and writing and brainstorming and marketing and anything to do with being an author. Please go ahead and post in Inc. Authors, let us know, and I'll see how we can help you out. I always leave the link in the show notes. Until tomorrow, happy writing.